drink your celery if you've made it into a shake. I'm just going to make sure that we're live. Napalm was there for a second. People were saying that he told us to jump in this chat. So let's see. Are we live and direct right now? Might be live and direct. We'll see in a second.
We might be.
We might be. I always like to do this little test out.
Beyond the beats. Beyond the beats. Beyond the beats. Beyond the beats.
Yeah, I'm watching my face.
Yeah.
Beyond the beats.
Beyond my feet.
Beyond the beats.
Beyond your what?
Beyond my
Beyond
feet.
your way.
Beyond.
Oh. Well, we're on our way right now. I can hear you.
Beyond the beats.
We are on Beyond the Beats. I'm hitting my microphone. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, let's get into it. We're resizing right here. Thank you for sitting through. Scott Jackson, Beyond the Beats, episode number 40. It's a big, yeah, big things. Episode number 40. Thank you guys for tuning in. We just shot up.
Wow,
I see a lot of
40.
people jumping in here. Yeah, 40.
That's crazy. Wow.
Getting there, eh?
Getting there. How many are you gonna do?
Until
1,000.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing it because people seem to be liking it. So I'm liking it too. I'm enjoying talking to my friends.
Me too.
Make me happy.
Yes.
Like you two guys. We're about to go and start with.
Hey.
Hey, come on. Once again. Beyond the Beats, episode 40. Hope you guys have had a safe, sound week. You know, whatever you're doing in your life, and enjoying yourselves, and maybe having a coffee, eating some celery, doing what you do. But ladies and gentlemen, right here live and direct, we're about to get into episode 40, and we have none other than Gene Shinozaki and Chris Celiz, aka Gene and Chris, aka The Dying Death, aka Spiderhouse, mispronounced by Rozelle, aka the one, the only champions of the world. Give it up for Spiderhorse. What up?
Yes, what up, you fucking people? What's going on?
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
So good to be here. So happy to be here, talking to Scotty,
Scott Jackson, the fucking
the
legend.
one and only. Yeah.
That's right. Exactly. Yes. So excited.
I'm happy to see you guys. You guys got the matching sweaters going on, swag
It
almost.
just happens. Just happens.
Spiderhorse stuff. Got that connection where you just maroon's the color. Let's go.
Maroon.
Maroon.
Maroon while you chill in my room. Let's go. And with that, we're just gonna go and end this because
All right.
it's greatness. Just walk away, you know. But for real though, and also I'm loving the hair. Gene, I'm loving the hair. I saw you just been splashing around on it. It's looking good, brother.
That's right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And,
Flashing around.
yeah. And Chris, what can I not say about you? I'm looking forward to talking to you more, my friend. How much?
How much? Chris?
How much can you tell me? But people are excited. All right, let's get into it. They're all excited. People are saying they've been here. They want to know. They're asking already questions, so we're getting into that. If you guys do have any questions, the big homie Hideful Ilya is going to be going through and finding the best questions. I'll be asking later on. But we're going to talk mostly about your new album that came out and projects that you guys have been a part of, a little bit of your history, because we're here live and direct with Gene and Chris, aka Spiderhorse. Let's get into it. Beyond the Beats, episode 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, and big shout out to MB14 every single time. That intro always puts me in a good mood, makes me get the smile on my face. So yeah, how you guys doing? We're gonna go and see that you're not together currently, even though Mr. Ilya Heidfeld, the wizard behind the stream, has been able to splice you guys, so it looks like you're somewhat together. Could you explain to the people, first of all, Chris, where are you in this wild world that we're living in? Where are you currently residing, sir?
So I am in Northwest Jersey, which is Northwest New Jersey, Sussex County, the forgotten part of New Jersey, where people don't know that people don't know that it exists. I'm out here in the sticks, and I'm living with my lady, Megan. We are saving up money and doing the big moves forward in life things. So that's where I am currently.
Move you to a country, eat you a lot of peaches. I like it. Next up, Gene. Where are you currently residing? I see that you have Mr. Kazu in the background there.
I got Kaz from humanbeatbox.com. He's eating some curry.
Curry.
Delicious. Yeah, I'm here in my apartment, living with Kaz and Napalm. I'm sure you've all heard of him. And I reside in Journal Square, Jersey City. Which is like 15 minutes away from Manhattan.
Very interesting for the geography for the people that because I'll say as a Canadian, like I have a general idea, about amounts.
I am close to New York.
Yes.
Chris is not.
Yeah, I am actually farthest away from New York now.
Yeah.
Your legs would be tired.
Gotta
walk that whole way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did. Uncle Scotty.
Coming out to Love Direct. Before we start off, I usually try to go around and find some different quotes that you guys have said, and I'll be actually serious on the one because it was a good one. You were on Talkapella episode 135, and you had this conversation where you said, this is from Gene saying that we are musicians first and beatboxers second. Beatboxing is a musical tool for us to create music. And I like the way that you said that because it speaks to your album creation and where you guys are taking the art form outside of the idea of the beatbox sphere, world, whatever you want to go and call it, that some people get kind of pigeonholed into. But you guys are thinking outside of that and expanding in it. And you've proven that multiple times with championships won outside the beatbox world as well. So it's been dope to go and see your progress. But yeah, man, I'm excited to go and see you two guys. It makes me happy.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
So I'll start from the beginning. I know Chris Celiz started beatboxing after hearing Rozelle and SBX Tricky, the video game.
Yep.
Getting hooked on it and searching up and doing the whole rabbit hole. And Gene had been dabbling with ideas of beatboxing, but it was that Men in Black where he hears Will Smith and Bismarcky going back and forth. And that's kind of what got you hooked. So when did you guys specifically meet each other? Before Spiderhorse was a thing, it was NYC Beatbox and GPS.
NYC Beatbox, yeah.
So
well, I actually knew about Chris before he knew about me. He's been boxing longer, and he's been in battles way longer than I have. And I just came across this video in Toronto, and he was battling BBK. And he got murked.
I did
destroyed.
Get murked.
But even then, I was like, wow, this is the coolest thing ever. I thought Chris should have won. Not actually. No.
Shout out to Joe.
No. Joe destroyed him. But even then, Chris was like, wow, I like his style a lot. And I was a big fan. So before I met him, I was a big fan already. And then turns out Chris's college friend, Tracy, he's also a beatboxer, transferred to Berklee College of Music, which I was in. And we ended up in the same a cappella group. And this is before I met Chris. And from then I trained with Tracy and got really, a little bit more confident at beatboxing. And in 2012, I went to my first American Beatbox Champs. And there he was, Chris, right there. It was battling Spencer X, I think.
Yep, I roasted shit out of it.
Yeah, I was rooting for him.
It's great.
He destroyed him. It was awesome.
He was just talking a bunch of shit right before for that whole year. Just that I was waiting for that day. All love to you, Spencer, but that was the day that I needed to unleash it.
That's
just
cool.
that on that day.
Yeah.
So then that's
when I met him, and so I was like a huge fan.
And then moving forward too, after that 2012 seeing each other, meeting up, going through stuff. By 2013, see a 1-2 picture of you guys around, maybe with younger versions of yourself. But I could see it was pretty interesting for you to go and see that picture back, because I remember those days, and I remember seeing you guys and being like, oh, look at them, grown up now. But when did you guys say? Would you say that you had the first? People always jam together. But when would you say that you would have like that moment of like, oh, wait a second, maybe there's something more than just jamming with another person and seeing another person in the scene, being like, maybe we should go and work together? Because I know that you had partners beforehand, Chris, and you had other things that you were a part of, but it was that connection with that musical connection that you had with Gene that spurred into what now has become champions of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think back to the first time that we jammed. I actually think Gene had a band called DC Wonder, and I came to a show in the Lower East Side, and he had this like minivan. I remember because it was in this little dive place.
We were touring.
Yeah, they were touring at the time. Were you playing drums in that?
I was playing guitar and singing.
Oh,
and beatboxing.
And beatboxing.
Yeah.
He had like a gray vest and black glasses.
That's the picture.
Like, wow.
With black glasses.
Yeah.
We all had black glasses.
Mm-hmm. And so I think we jammed. That was first because he was in New York, and I was like, oh, he's a beatboxer too. Let me go see him. And I think that was the first official time. And Gene was living in Boston.
On the street. Yeah.
Yeah. But we didn't really start working together until I moved into my first apartment, which turned into the Beatbox House. Because at that time we were traveling back and forth from like New York to Boston. Like we made a ton of trips back and forth because Gene was there, and he's like, "Hey guys, come over to my house in Boston." And we went to the EMW bookstore, which was where Gene was living at the. Oh no, you were living in where was that?
Yeah, I was living in Brighton.
Brighton, yes. Yeah. He had another house in Brighton.
With my band, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so we go there, we jam, and then same thing, they'd come over to the apartment. And then at the time I was working with Johnny Buffalo, and he grew at an alarmingly fast rate, and then just at some point just like stagnated for my taste at the time. And I was like, oh man. And I didn't know how to just be like, oh no. So I just started working with Amit after that, because I was like, oh, Amit's like, I think more on my level right now. So me and Amit started working. But then when Gene was starting to come around more to New York, I was like, oh man, I like the way Gene sounds. So let me just ask. I'm just being very honest. This is what happened. And I was like, Gene, I think our styles are very complementary to one another. And I didn't really stop working with Amit. We continued working whenever we do freestyles and stuff. And the vibe that we make when we jam is really great. But it's very different from what Gene and I did. And I liked the vibe of what Gene and I were doing. And sometimes I just want to try something different. So that's exactly what happened with Gene and I.
It's a beautiful story of love that comes into this,
Yeah, Chris was just whoring around.
Yeah, he was beatbox. Anybody beatbox around these parts? Sounds like you pursued him though. You went to the shows. You saw him. You went to go and see him at the. You courted Gene.
No,
into
it's
being
true.
Yeah.
Dude, no. Wait, hold on. Okay, because it's important. Like when you know that somebody else who beatboxes and loves it as much as you do is doing that, you go and you find them. You did the same thing, Scott. Don't say you didn't do.
Yeah. You're the biggest.
Yeah, you.
You're the biggest
pursuer of friendly beatboxers.
That's what Canada is. Canada is the example of how people and friends get together to beatbox with each other.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
I like it. Go and keep it in line a little bit, but yeah. Yeah, I like it. So after courting him and moving on from your wayward beatbox
my wayward beatbox ways.
You guys came together, and 2015 at the Unity Championships is the first battle that you guys jumped into together, and I'm proud that was a Toronto thing too.
See?
And you come all the way to the finals, and you faced K-Palm, and it was beatboxhouse.com.
Yeah, and Bob Lee was judging.
Yes.
Bobbly,
Wobbles.
Wobbles, and someone else. Peponi? Was it?
Mm,
No.
I don't think.
No,
it
I think it was. I think it was native.
Yeah, I think it was. I think we had a Canadian there. Might have been Killa. Or anyway, but you guys do that
Yeah.
first. You do that first one after work. Starting to go and work together, and that leads up to a 2015 American Championships with a big W for the tag team.
That's correct.
And that follows up again. That's a pretty quick progression because let's say 2012-13 is when you guys meet up and start kind of doing stuff together. By 2013-14 is when Beatbox House and those kind of K-Pom, Spiderhorse, it being woven in kind of works all together to start progressing. And by 2015 is where you guys really just start slapping up, taking names because in 2015.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. It's true. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. The people want to hear you.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead,
2015 come out American Champs. Let's go. 2016 American Champs 2-time. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, I forgot about that.
2016 you get into the GBB. 2016 you guys go in there, and 2017 you're at 3rd place. Ladies and gentlemen, then 2018 comes around. 2018 was the year of just that dominance. That dominance continued because it was
won everything.
You did it all.
Yes.
It wasn't just a grand beatbox battle win. It wasn't just a world champs win. You did both of those things.
I did both? Yeah, we did both.
Did both of them
At the same
Same time. Few months apart.
And that was because you guys went on that crazy run of judging and being together from China, Japan, Asia champs.
Yeah, we did like a world tour. Yeah.
Yeah, you were with us for some of that, Scott.
I was around.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to go and see you, and that's what I'm saying though. From that beginning and being able to pair with somebody, I want to go and just ask an honest question of being able to pair with somebody. What do you recommend for people that are starting to think of doing tag teams and working with somebody? What makes for, like, I'll ask Gene first. What makes Chris a good partner as someone to work with?
He's very fun, easygoing, and he doesn't take his ideas too seriously. Where he's like, "We have to do this or else I quit." You know, he's not stubborn about his ideas.
Yeah,
and I'm not either. And I think that's part of making something that's both. That's like that's yours to both of you. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
you can
I
both take ownership. Yeah,
Good way
and
of saying it.
yeah, it's really important in making a tag team. Yeah, so you can both feel proud of the product that you make.
That's a good piece of advice for people. And Chris, what do you find in Gene that's something that stands out that makes him a good, solid partner on your end?
I mean, just really simply what Gene was saying as well. It's so much about you have to be friends. It's so important that, like, it's not just about winning things, because all that stuff you can learn to do. Like, you can learn to win things if you're very adamant about putting in the work, and all of that is like, you have to have the talent, you have to have the work ethic, you have to have the discipline, you have to show up and do all the things you need to do in order to, like, accomplish your goal. But what makes something unique is, like, if two people can, like, share exactly what they want with all of their ideas and then make something that you're both proud of together. And what I admire about Gene is, like, he'll also, it's not just like, this is my idea or else, brr. It's like, it's both of our ideas, and sometimes we'll try all the different ones that we have, and then we'll come up with something unique that sounds like both of us. So it's not, I don't really believe in compromise with, like, the ideas. And when we're working together, we're like, let's just try all of it, and we'll pick the one that we like the best, and then that creates something that's really unique and really fun. And Gene has the ability just to continue moving forward even though things are just blowing up everywhere. And it's just and it's just like, well, this doesn't work. Let's keep going. And I'm like, and I get very frustrated very fast. And so Gene's like, well, we're gonna keep going. And I was like, well, fuck. Okay. Like, this sounds crazy, but it's just the calm, cool collectedness of knowing that we're just going to try these ideas as like an experiment. Everything that we're doing as like a tag is an experiment. Even the name itself was an experiment, you know? So that's what makes it really special, because we're trying a bunch of stuff that we don't know that if we can do, but we just have to try and see.
We also have similar taste in music too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That definitely helps to have that synergy.
Actually, more so, we have the same taste in how we want our audience to perceive our music.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. You were saying sorry. No,
yeah, which is like just good vibes, cheerful, and like something that could, help people get through their day, and just positive energy.
That's something that you guys have relayed through live performances and the album alike. That definitely,
absolutely, yeah.
I feel like you've done a good job in getting that mood and that feeling towards your audience. And as one of the people in the audience, I would say it definitely speaks to me that way.
Thanks, Scott.
And I want to go and continue just a little bit further down that idea of before I go and ask you about championships and what you guys do to prepare rounds and stuff. The idea of, again, that tag team partnership, having to rely on somebody else, having someone else rely on you, that inner dynamic that works in with having a partner, essentially, like a true partner in crime, someone that you guys got to go and always rely on. What are some things that you can go and say just between the two of you relationship wise, that would be advice for people that are specifically beatboxing in the tag team? What are some advices that you would give to somebody thinking about making a tag team and being able to work with somebody? Because again, you've seen many different people over the years, beatboxing aside, but just you try something, it doesn't work, and then or something happens. But how have you guys been able to go and keep it strong and keep it kicking it for 6-7 years now?
Damn, I didn't even think about it in that term of
it's time. just like long term. How do you keep like a long term relationship?
Because you said in that interview on the Talkapella thing, Gene, you said like the idea of rather than having unlimited money, you'd rather have unlimited inspiration, right? So that's a great idea. But that idea of working together with somebody, how have you guys been able to work through differences and make those compromises, but still be inspired for new ideas and pursuing those new great levels of, okay, now we're going to go and work on this album, and now we're going to go and continue to work together? Is there anything that you would say, aside from being friends, compatible music styles, compromising, is there anything else that you would recommend for people when looking and choosing a partner in the beatbox world that they should be looking for? Because again, 6-7 years or 6 years now, let's say, maybe 7, but actually that you guys have been tagging together from your first win, let's say 6 years from the first W COD as American champs. Like that's a good length already, and that's only building to bigger and better things.
Well, I think that stems from not even just being a beatboxer, but just wanting to be in something that's bigger than yourself, I guess. And I think we've always yearned for that, even before learning about beatboxing. Like for me, I went to Berklee College of Music because I was a fan of this band, Dream Theater. And what they did was they went to that school, they all dropped out within a semester, and then formed a group and toured the world. And that was my plan, to find the right people and tour the world. And, I, just like Chris, like I had a bunch of different musical partners, even throughout high school. And I was always looking for that person that that can be complementary with the music that I want to make. And yeah, it takes a long time to find that person, but yeah, finally I found beatboxing, and then it kind of narrowed everything down. Found Chris. So it's definitely like a really arduous process that took my whole life for me. So yeah, it's not something that you can be like, oh, there you are, you know. it's not that. So it's a long process, and we were lucky enough to find it early on, I think.
Yeah. And I think in addition to that, there are some like core things that do work for both of us. So both of us had a music education background, which means we were both in ensembles, which means we learned how to work together, and we learned how to practice just apart. Like we both went to college for music and had the experience of like
drilling things.
Yeah, how do you drill things? How do you work something so it sounds exactly the way that you want it to sound? So just even that discipline and that rigor that you go through, before we even met was already there. We didn't know that was a thing yet until we started talking to each other. So that was one. And then there's like that it factor, that talent, or like that passion. You're just like, this is something that I want to do with my life, you know, as like a vision. So there was that, which was really cool. And then there was like the willingness to like become friends, because you can't really do anything without trust at the end of the day, because we had this common interest, which was beatboxing. But then over the years, we got to develop a sense of like, okay, this is who Gene is, this is who Chris is, and like we're going to figure out who we are as a unit together. And I think that's what every band or any kind of person or even business wants to figure out when they want to work together. Like, what is your unique vision that you want to bring into the world? And our individual ones line up with each other, not just for beatboxing, but for life. So like 7 years is cool, and I just feel like it's going to go on. We're going to be making things forever, I think. You know, so this is just the beginning. And these are just really cool things that are happening along the way. Because, you know, you have to have that, like, the reason we did the acapella open was to see if we can do it. It was I literally came to Gina. I was like, dude, there's this like pitch perfect type competition, and it's at Carnegie Hall, and it's going to be one of the biggest ones. We should go do it, and we should fucking win. And he was like, all right. And then we worked for that whole year, you know. And here's the thing. You showed up to the rehearsals, rehearsals as in like, yo, you want to meet up at 7 o'clock? You show up at 7 o'clock, right? Then you go for 3-4 hours working on a routine, and then you do it, you know, you do the warm-ups, you do the vocal stuff, and then you do it in different situations. We street performed. We did it in front of, you know, we did it at Asia Chance. We did it at GBB. All the sets that we did were in preparation for that other competition, you know. So everything we do had a purpose to get us to that next thing. But that discipline to make those things very intentional was what got us to where we are now. And it's not any different, because now it's like, how do we break into the music industry? How do we win a Grammy? How do we end up hosting Saturday Night Live? How, you know what I mean? Like, how cool would it be to be on Joe Rogan and talk about aliens and beatboxing? Yeah. You know, like that would be. How
do you get on the beats with Scott Jackson?
Yeah. Oh, hey now.
But it's just like they're like, it'd be cool to make a movie one day, you know? Like, why not? It's just like, it's more about asking the questions of like what's possible, more than like determining what you think you should be doing because of like an achievement, if that makes sense. Because if you're curious about life, you could just do so much, and then people will look at your life after you're not here anymore and be like, oh, wow, they did so many things. That was cool. And we're just curious, like, what else can we do?
What else can we do? Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Nobel Peace Prize for beatbox.
Bringing the world together through.
Go to the moon.
Possible. Yeah,
I'm excited to go and see where you guys are taking this. Beatboxing on the moon. Let's go. Let's go.
This is crazy, man.
Zero G beatboxing.
When people
go viral
when
on
people,
TikTok.
Exactly. Like after we perform, and we miss performing live so much, and like when people come up to us now, or when they did, they say things like "thank you" instead of like "yo, you killed that," which is such a different reaction, and it's kind of like that's what we're bringing to the world, like that feeling of like, oh my god, there's something more than just like trying to impress people. Like we can actually be one thing as like humans, and that's what I feel like bring when we perform, and that's at the front of our minds when we're performing. It's not about so much beatboxing as it is like bringing people together. So I don't know how I get there, but
no, you get there by getting on stage and doing what you guys do. I'm excited again. I'm not only talking to you just as Scott, I'm talking as a fan, man. You guys crush it. It's been a pleasure to watch, and like I can't wait to go and see what else you're gonna do, because as you said, oh, let's jump on and we're gonna go win the world champs. All right, win the world champs. Grand beatbox battle, we'll win that too. All of it's gonna be building and win this Aka Open, and also with that get like best vocal percussion. Whew, hearing some crazy sounds. Loading up a fridge there. But yeah, like that idea of going to Carnegie Hall, which is a massive accomplishment in itself to make it to that far, but then taking the whole thing, winning, then getting your vocal percussion special award and outstanding arrangement, also just endless awards and just smashing it, all leading up to 2021, where you guys released your first album.
Yeah, we swept that competition except our visual aspect.
Did not win for choreography.
We're no choreography. We had some choreography, but we're just two people. Yeah, we're just two people on a massive stage. Exactly.
Yeah, but taking home a big trophy and a huge check for 25 racks is not a bad look at all.
It is not. It was quite nice.
Yeah.
Now, before we get there, I just want to go into battling as a tag team. What goes in your mind when you're going to go create a set? What are you thinking about when you're jumping in versus another tag team? Specifically, just the idea. Are you still trying to go and have that idea of bring that friendly vibe and trying to get that same thing, or do you treat a battle and competition specifically differently than an average performance?
Sometimes.
Sick answer. Word. Shoot.
Sometimes.
But I mean, like, yeah,
no,
that idea. You guys, okay.
I don't think we haven't really discussed it as a duo, have we? Like what kind of mentality?
I think it's like, yeah, I don't know if we've ever talked about that process specifically. Yeah. But it's almost like you take a song, you truncate it, you make it smaller for whatever the requirements for the competition is. And then you try to make it as dynamic as possible while also keeping in mind that this is a battle and there has to be a section that is going to crush the other person.
Right.
In terms of like showmanship or like technique or overall composition. And then, we'll have, and I actually learned this from Gene. Whenever Gene does a battle, he'll start with his best round first. And then, because once you get the momentum going, like you'll continue to like do well in the battle. So we'll always start with our best round first, because no one else is going to do your stuff. If you can really own your style with what you're going to do, no one can beat you at that point. And if you're intentional with it every time, that's what matters. But just doing that, I think, and then having each round structured and like rehearsed, I think was super pivotal to like our success in terms of the battle. Because like, if we're battling Mad Twins or like or whatever, we talk as to like what rounds we should use beforehand. Very strategic as to like, okay, we have like these 6 rounds going. These are our overtimes. Which ones do we think we should, or it's like putting a set list together. Which round should we use in which order? And then we're on stage. we have to call an audible sometimes. We're like, oh, that's not going to work. We got to switch this, you know, and then it's got to be like a quick decision. But a lot of those are on the fly, but always having a plan and being able to shift the plan, I think has been very, that's how we're able to do stuff. But we always have our things prepared, rehearsed, ready to go before, and we're happy with like how they, or we're even like, this is good enough for this thing. So yeah.
And you guys, from American champs to GBB champs to world champs, all the lines in between where you started off and continued with, can you say what was just the general? You said going into the world champs specifically, you had decided being like, we're gonna go win this thing. It's gonna happen. Yes. You willed it into existence, and it came to fruition. So, how important is it to you as a team to go in with a mindset of we're gonna win and that winner's mentality? Because it's something that I think I've heard you guys talk about before, but just that idea feels strong. Some people go in already defeated, and they just automatically, even if they have great skill, they don't get to showcase it. So, where do you get that that kind of positive self-thought and get yourself into the mode of battle mode and having that confidence?
Got to make some good tracks. Nice, good rounds that you're proud of. And you got to test them out to various crowds on the streets, in a bar, in Carnegie Hall, wherever. Just got to test it all out, see the reaction, and then make adjustments when needed. And then one day you're going to be proud of that piece because you're going to get the right response that you wanted from a crowd. And you make a bunch of those, and your confidence goes up, and you start believing in yourself, and then other people around you start believing in you.
Yep.
And that's where that's when you should go to the world champs.
Yeah,
and take a win.
I kind of want to share like a really, I remember when Gene came to the house and he was like, in 2015, he's like, so, I submitted for GBB and like, I did a wild card, but there's like lots of singing. I don't know. And then he showed us the wild card and it was Jigsaw. And Mint and I sat there afterwards for like 20 minutes and we were silent. And then I stood on the chair and I was like, Rapes won! Rapes won! Rapes won! And I was yelling at Cheek because I was like, oh my God, you're going to win GBB 2015. That's what I said. But then what happened after between when, that happened and then Gene went to Switzerland, we were doing open mics and, we would go out and then he would do, the set at an open mic. And then we're like, okay, so this section was too long. Or like that one didn't hit as much as you could. Maybe switch some of the sections around or maybe make this thing longer. So everything, it's just practice, like being methodical about something you were already proud of and making it better and then making it better and then making it better. But doing it in situations that are real life situations, like you're in front of people, you're under pressure, quote unquote, new audience, you're on the street, and that is the best way to get your routines that you're already proud of, like polished, because now they've been pressure tested. You've already done it 1 billion times in all these different situations. For GBB, I'll always remember this because we went to the gym with Darnie and we were running on the treadmill and we said to Darnie, he's like, oh, dude, like, yo, we have our set ready for the showcase. He's like, oh, yeah? Do it while you run. And I was like, what? And he turned on the freaking treadmill and we're running and we're like for like 20 minutes and we're dying. It was the hardest thing we've ever done. But that experience, shout out to Darnie, like that is how we trained from that point on. Like we would run and we would run our sets as we were actually running.
Same time. Yeah, I remember when we finished, he looked at us and was like, "You ready?" He literally did that.
Yeah.
Like some martial arts master.
Yes.
Darnie has a way of leveling up people that like it's just like this magical. He's
so harsh. Yeah,
he's so harsh.
He's so blunt.
Yeah,
but it's not hateful at all.
It's not.
So you can take it, you know.
Yeah, he genuinely wants the best for everybody, and
he does,
encourages you to go and reach your potential fully.
Yes.
That's a great story.
It's great. I think one of the fun when we were actually at the gym that day, we were doing the bench, and he was like, "All right, Chris, we have to do a 5th set." I was like, "5th set?" He's like, "Yes, we train to fail, so in real life we don't become failures." And I was like,
I like that. I like that a lot.
I like that a lot too.
Yeah.
So shout out to Darnie, the unsung Yoda of the beatbox.
I think he's pretty sung about. I think he's gonna be having his name in some.
That's true. No, I mean I'm talking about like that specific contribution that he makes to so many people. Like it's just such like a, hey, do this.
Yeah.
And like they just level up times 10. Like that's Darnie.
He's just sitting back and laughing and seeing people be succeeding. Yeah. I love Darnie. I love Darnie. I think he just moved back to Singapore, I believe.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So big shout out to Darnie wherever you are in the world, sir. I think it's Singapore. Yeah, man. What else? You guys got this album that just came out, but I want to know more about like just in general. What are you thinking after this album? After like what because you've thus far succeeded in everything that you've tried as a group, as a duo. You're toy, very toy, you know, and you're moving forward. So you've accomplished from all those championships to now moving forward and getting that opportunity to go and work in the music sphere. And you put out this first album that we'll talk about in a second. But what else is in your mind and things that you'd like to accomplish that you're willing or thinking about right now?
I would like to tour with this album for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, whenever that's possible.
Yeah, what would that look like for a live show? Because in this album too, that one we can talk about right now, your self-titled album. What is that? How does that translate to the stage? Because some of them are obviously pieces that you have that you're pre-recorded, that you have in the background. You have triggers that you're gonna be able to press, pianos. There's guitar. There's singing. You have all sorts of machinery involved with it. So how does that translate to stage? Because I've seen you, Gene, do your showcase at Asia Champs and GBB and with your set. How would it look for a Spiderhorse show on stage of this new album, be able to go and deliver it live with that same consistency?
So you know what's funny? Like our plan during GBB this last year was to show everybody how we were going to do that. Because we had a 45-minute set that was ready to go. Because it would be like we would trigger things, we would play things, we would loop things, we would also beatbox with it. It's a whole thing. Mm-hmm. And we tried it we tried this set, you know, like at a couple different venues in New York before the pandemic happened, and like people were like, what in God's name is happening? This is the craziest shit ever. And it was we were really excited to share, but
we had this V-shaped setup.
Yeah.
I would be standing here and Chris will be here. Chris would have like a keyboard and a loop station. I would have a bunch of drums and drum pads and stuff. And and then we would swap instruments if we want to. It was a lit show.
Yeah.
Forgot how to do it though, because it's been a year.
and that's the thing. We were practicing it. We were practicing it. Like again, it's the same, literally the same model.
Same thing. Yeah.
Just practicing. Literally just making sure we can work out all the kinks, making sure all the transitions make sense. Like we can play these loops, that I could play this new stuff on the piano. Like, oh my God, how did I even play this when I wrote this? What is this?
Right. Yeah, we had to like relearn the songs that we made.
Right. Because and that's the thing. Like we want to be able to not because it's kind of lame when somebody just gets up on stage, they press play, and they're like, "Yeah, look at how cool this is." Yeah. That's not us. Like we're live performers.
We have some aspects of DJing, but we're also capable musicians. So
yes, exactly.
Not to
Yeah,
say
we're not.
DJs aren't musicians. I'm just saying we like to play instruments.
Yeah.
Yes. You guys
No, no
have
shade,
you guys.
no shade.
Shout out to DJs.
Yes. Let's be direct on that. Don't want to
Yeah,
even be
yeah.
misquoted as
No,
beef.
No, we love.
no. Some of my favorite
Coming
shows I've seen are DJs. So
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes. But you guys you do bring up a thing where you have multiple talented different musical instruments that you can use in conjunction. You've got voices on you, both serenade the peoples, and you have the availability to go and perform. So why not use it? So
Yes, exactly.
even when if and when let's not say if, let's say when stuff comes back to relative normalcy, is it still going to be your ambition to tour this project whilst working on new music, or do you think that it's going to be, depending on the length, is it going to have that thing where you're like, now we're already working on this next thing and we haven't even toured the first thing, like that transition time?
there might be some of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like what's gonna happen, and just from listening to a lot of what's music business people talk, like what a lot of artists are waiting to do is like release a new album once everything opens up, and like, oh, check us out, we're gonna tour now, and we're gonna put out everybody look at my music. But like, what's important now is that we just continue on, and it's been really difficult, like just to continue on, just like making, because it's super discouraging. You go online, you're not getting any views, and you're not, and you're putting out this work that means a lot to you, and you're like, oh my gosh, and I can't perform it either. I have no like way to have like interface live with people, and that's what we do as performers. We kind of curate the space that everybody's in. Like keeping that alive has been very, very challenging, but that's the discipline part and the patience part. You got to continue working on your craft, because when things do open up, and the people that I think are going to win in terms of like music stuff are the ones who are being dedicated to the people right now in this time, because people need hope. That's what artists do. And like we're going to continue to try and give at this time, and that was the point of just putting out the album, just not waiting, because we've been sitting on this. We were like, oh man, maybe we should release this at the beginning of the year, and then the pandemic happened. We wanted to release it during GBB, really, because that would have been like people would see this new set, they were like, wow, my god, like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. But that was already in, that was March, and now it's like January. Can you imagine that many months going by and just being like, I don't know, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, does this matter anymore? Like but it was important to us that we get it out, and yeah, like we're definitely gonna play this new stuff. We'll be different people than we are now, but like this music is still dope, and then we're gonna play it because we're proud of it and we want to share it with people. And I think it'll lead to some really awesome stuff, but one thing at a time.
One thing at a time. Also, you should be proud of your Chris, your impersonation of how everybody sounds. Your general everybody of people.
My what? My
No, just every time you just say it, and everybody just goes. Like, solid impersonation of the world at large.
Everybody, yeah. At once.
Doesn't matter who it is. That's your everybody impersonation. Solid.
I don't mean to son everybody, but that's what.
That's what everyone sounds like to me.
Yeah.
You're just walking down the street. Yeah. Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Everything is going wrong.
Oh, shoot. Oh man. And let's see. You got this released on January 1st. The first official album, self-titled Spiderhorse, 13 songs, I believe. No, wait, 11 songs. My bad. You have 11 tunes. And when time comes back, the other thing I want to know is, are you planning on making music videos for all of these? Because I've seen that you've had the one for Grateful that came out, and that was super dope. And are you planning on doing more to get that opportunity to go and film? Because I think some of these deserve it and would be
Yes.
dope
Heck
to
yeah.
see the visuals.
Yeah, we gotta make them.
And see, this is our next goal. We need money to produce these things because literally our ideas are really dope, and we need a lot of help making bigger and bigger things happen. And it's, as we're getting older, like, okay, how do we make this our living? Because we love doing this. Like, we love creating things. Like Gina, Gina and I edited that video, which was so much fun. We didn't sleep for 2 days.
Yeah,
We're like, we're gonna finish this. It's gonna come out for Thanksgiving. We both sat. Gene did the animation in like the drop section, and there were like 18 Genes that were like hanging out in the back, and then I did the nostalgic, heartfelt stuff. And it's funny because that's how we complement each other with the music too. And we just like put it together, and it was like, wow, this works. We basically learned how to do a bunch of shit we didn't know how to do before, and
YouTube.
it turned out really awesome.
Thanks, YouTube.
Thanks,
University
YouTube.
of YouTube.
University. How do I draw stuff on video?
Yeah, literally, that's all you need to do. If anybody's watching this right now and you're like, I don't know if no, stop it. You have Google and you have YouTube, and they will tell you the answers.
You can do anything.
You can do
It's
anything.
true. You can do anything but win.
You can build a jet engine.
I don't know if I'd be trusting a jet engine built by University of YouTube. I feel
I
like
don't
that's a
know,
little
man.
bit.
Look, there's some geniuses out there. I don't know.
Yeah, but there's also a lot more people like me. Like that's kind of, that's kind of scary. Would you trust? I would not trust my own rocket ship. I'll tell you that.
Definitely not. No.
I have faith in myself for some things, but building a rocket ship.
That's why you gotta get someone else to test it out for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So anybody listening, I would definitely trust me to build you a rocket ship for you to try. But yeah, don't let me go first. Out of all these tunes too, I've been seeing there's a few that stuck out in like personal experience, being able to go and as an artist, being able to have that outlet to go and talk through things, work through things, put yourself out there, maybe put yourself in a predicament of being somewhat vulnerable and having that availability through your art form. And that's something that kind of sung through on a bunch of these tunes to me, and that's just my personal experience listening to it. But can you kind of go through just the creative process of building an album rather than building sets? And as a beatboxer, but let's just go that, as you said, secondarily to being a musician and artistry of this album. What would you like for your listeners to go and gain from listening to this album as a whole? Is there something that you'd like to go and have people take away from it as a feeling? Obviously open to their own interpretations, but is there something that you want to deliver through this album to go and get to the people? From rocket ships to serious question.
From rocket ships to serious.
Well, actually, we were gonna name this album "Grateful," just because that was I wanted to name it "Grateful."
Yeah.
Just because that's the kind of vibe that I got from the whole thing, and I don't know. Building a live set and making an album to me, is very similar. Because I just assumed that the audience would just listen to the album from top to bottom, which they usually don't. But I like to think so. Maybe the dedicated fans would just listen from track 1 to track 11. But I would arrange the songs so that it would be heard in that order. And same thing for building a live set. You want things to go into each other kind of naturally and have like a natural progression, because we're storytellers,
Yes.
but
exactly.
through music and sound. So I want every chapter to be cohesive and make sense together. Yeah, an album's like a book. I guess.
Good way of saying
Yeah.
it, for sure.
And I think each, you know, when you're making something like an album, uh, it's very similar to just. I mean, you're expressing yourself. If we're talking about beatbox being music, and like the next level of that, I think in the beatbox world is like, how do you put even more of yourself into your routines, right? Because and all you're doing is beatboxing is just the tool that we use to express ourselves, right? So like that's what we were doing with the album, except this time we didn't have rounds. We had just like, oh, we want this song to feel like this, or like I'll have a loop or something and I'll give it to Gene, and then Gene will do something with it on Logic, and then we'll present it back. I'm like, oh my god, that reminds me of this, and then we get to be very intentional about how we create that world, and each of the songs is like a little world in its own. And if you play each of the songs back, from like in the order, you kind of go through a little journey, kind of like a book. We're storytellers, and that's what we do as artists. Because at some point, it can't just be about being impressive to other people. Like, do you want to just impress people and like rely on everybody else's opinion about your art and then be sad forever, or do you want to like share? Like, do you want to share what's like who you are? And that's the bravest thing that you can do as a person that's alive right now. And that's our job as artists, to be example. I feel like the more you become yourself as a person, like the more successful you'll become as an artist, because there's no way you can truly like connect with somebody else if you don't even know who you are. And that's what a lot of beatboxing is, right? Like, and if you look at the beatboxers who are like starting to really create careers and like reach people, they have an understanding of like what it is that they want to bring to the audience. Then we can talk. Codfish is a perfect example. He knows exactly what he's channeling when he beatboxes on the stage, and it's not so much about impressing everybody, even though it is impressive what he does. Like, there's a vibe that comes into the room, and it's just like, whoa, this feels crazy when I listen to this. Why? Right? He knows what he's trying to communicate to you, and he's storytelling too. So I think just that example, when we're writing an album, it's the same thing. We're just using more tools, like, and we hope to do that with visual stuff, audio stuff, and like that's why it'd be great to tour it, because like our tour is going to be so crazy. It's going to be sick. There're going to be lights and there're going to be visuals, and then we'll just have like the different
big ass screens.
Yeah, big ass screens and
trippy visuals.
Yeah, like each and everything.
What do those trippy visuals sound like?
Because each
kinda
of
like
the things. Yeah, kind of. Shout out to Darnie. See,
Yeah.
Yoda. I'm telling you. But everything that we've done with the album itself is very intentional. Like, so that if I were to say give any advice to anybody who's looking to make a project like that, make sure you have an intention. Even if the intention is like, I'm not sure what I want to do with this album. All right, start there, and like see what you want to build.
True, and I was gonna say too, something else that stood out for a album from World Championship beatboxers, an album from people that have won, again, World Champs, GBB, and vocal, like for being that style of album. You guys flipped it up and did something I was really impressed with, where you had tracks and there's beatboxing in it, and there's tracks that stand out where you can hear and be like, okay, it's from routines, or might have had an idea of where that was coming, but you used your instruments and the availability of your knowledge of music to go and play, drums on it, piano on it, guitar on it, sing on it. You did some kind of sing rapping going on too, mid-verse jump ins. You did not expect this, Call yourself a teddy bear. Because you're wicked hard like that. But
wicked hard.
But can you tell me too? It's a step to go and take, and not just put out what people might have been thinking, and like, oh, they're gonna put out Spiderhorse's beatbox album. Let's go and play the beatbox album. But you put out an album that has more than that. And again, you talk about in the second tune, you talk about you fall in love. You know, like that's pretty deep to go and jump into. There's songs where you go and bring through, and you bring in that guy at the end, Hidaka Taichi, whatever his name is there.
Hida Taichi. Yeah.
But the crazy guitar, that
samurai guitarist.
Yeah, the guy's rude with it, but
he's a world champion shamisen player from Japan, and yeah, I met him in Japan. I was doing a gig for this dancer Nanoi. She's a robot dancer called Neo Geisha. She has a whole crew of like cool geisha people, but they're super futuristic. But I was doing a gig for that, and he was also there doing the gig. And yeah, I was like, yo, let me sample you. And I pulled out my phone, just recorded him playing, and made a track out of it.
And again, it's dope that you guys took it that way and made something with all these, with your friends. You brought your friends on board, Dizzy on there, Jump on there. You guys can go and rock it out. And again, you're making more than, you stepped out of that possible thing that people could have put you in, and just saying, you know, you're not just beatboxers, you're artists, you're musicians. And you've said it in other interviews and stuff, and I just the importance of being yourself, being what you like to do, and putting it out there without that fear and like that thought of, oh, I'm gonna do something that someone's not gonna like, or some other people are gonna go and judge me on it differently. And it's a big step, man. I'm excited to go and see you guys put out more music. So congrats on putting out a solid album that's out right now.
Thanks, Scotty.
Now I want to go and ask you a hard question.
Oh no.
Oh.
We'll get to that in a second. I wanted to go and say, I think it's time that we actually listen to a track. I want to go and listen to a track that we've been doing, because we're gonna go and listen to a track, and then we'll get into some rapid fire questions, and then we'll get into some other stuff. But I wanted to go and listen to a track, and we got Hideful Ilya, who's run the stream. Big shouts to Hideful, by the way. Ilya.
Ilya.
Bum, bum. So I was wondering if we could go and play that tune. I'm gonna see if he's with us, and he can go and put that on like we practiced. Make sure that you guys can go and take this in. Let's go and see. I'm gonna send him a message right now. Can we get that tune? Play. All right. Well, as we go and figure that out too, as he goes and figures out how to go and load up a song, we're gonna go and get into it then. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, go and check out Spotify, check out Amazon. They have it in their link on their Instagram. You guys can go and find them and find the actual album. Support that. Listen to it up. 11 tracks, all bangers. Put it on. Go for a drive if you have a long drive. Put it on. Get some good headphones. Listen to it. Let's go. And I'm gonna go and start off. Good headphones. Good headphones.
For sure.
Sheesh.
Since I'm waiting on Ilya to get back to me, and we're about to play a tune. I say we get into it. You want to go and play?
Rapid fire.
Okay.
Rapid fire.
So real quick. This is gonna be rapid fire.
Is that you? Is that your voice?
No, this is. I think this is.
Rapid fire.
I don't know. Okay, I just know it was Maddox that helped me put that together.
Rapid fire. Rapid fire.
Oh, there's a.
Yeah, big nasty stuff. Big shout outs to Mr. Maddox every time too. But let's do it. I'm gonna do rapid fire questions for you, and then Ilya will hit me back up. We'll figure this out. But ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys. What I'm gonna ask right now, in between the two of you, is I'll direct a question to you, and I want you to go and respond in a timely fashion, so you don't get to overthink and get real, unprepared. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, right here with Gene, with Chris, Spiderhorse, this is
Rapid fire.
on Beyond the Beat. First question. Gene, who is your favorite solo beatboxer right now?
Reaps one.
Chris, favorite solo beatboxer?
My God.
You can't think, dude.
Duds.
You can't.
Oh, duds. There.
That's
Damn.
Dudes. Now, next up.
Dudes. Sorry.
Chris, what is your favorite tag team right now outside of you guys?
Mad Twins.
Gene, favorite tag team.
Rofu.
Chris, who is your favorite loop station artist right now?
Sorrow.
Gene, favorite loop station.
Beardy Man.
Who is your favorite crew right now? Gene.
Favorite crew? I only know 2. I can't betray my people.
I said okay. Outside of
Beatbox House. Then there's only one. No, there's more than that. Barry Womp.
Chris. Mouth music. The Austrian mathematic.
Mom.
Sorry. Mom.
There you go. All right. Chris, this question's for you. How much, Chris?
Yo, right now it's about like $500 million, bro.
500 million. All right. Gene, other than
40 cents.
Oh, you get. Oh man, he's pimping you out. Let's go with personal favorite track off the album. Chris, if you had to choose one.
My personal favorite, it's Still in Love. It's a good track.
It's a good one.
Gene, what is your personal favorite track off of the album?
It's so hard. They're all my little babies. I can't.
But if you
I had to choose one. Why? I want to say Wing, just because it's very personal.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll go with you first because you struggled on that last one, and I want to keep the pressure up.
Okay.
Other than the Beatbox House, which other beatboxers would you like to work with in future albums? Who would you like to feature as a beatboxer on a Spiderhorse album?
I would love to work with Justin Timberlake.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's amazing because I want to work with Timbo. That they work together, so this makes sense. See that? Wow.
There you go.
Chris, what is a new noise you want to learn?
Vibration bass.
Gene, new noise you want to learn?
That one where you can harmonize yourself. I keep calling it double voice, but it's not. Double voice is the Shogo thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I've
And it's like, yeah, that one.
Let's go with last 2 questions. First and foremost, where's the best place in America to eat? Gene.
Burger. Shake Shack.
Shake Shack. Chris, where's the best place in America to eat?
My mom's house.
That's nice.
And the last question I'm going to ask you, Chris, what has been your toughest battle as a tag team so far? Who has been your toughest opponents?
Mad Twins.
Gene?
Mad Twins.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Rapid fire questions. Rapid fire questions. Next up, we have some questions from
my friend Papuni.
He has a few questions for you. All right.
My friend Papuni.
Wants to know you guys.
God. All right.
Wants to know you more about you guys. So
my friend Papuni
starts off by asking you.
Hi, my friend Papuni.
Will you guys come back? This is Paponi asking you this question. So
my friend Papuni
wants to.
You have to do it in his voice.
I can't. But he
my friend Papuni.
He's gonna go and ask first and foremost, will you come back one day to visit St. Gallen?
Oh, of course. I love that place so much. It's so peaceful. It's so quiet, and it looks like a painting. I swear to God, never seen anything like it in America.
Yes,
There's just so much history. Yeah, St. Gallen's so nice. Chris, are you okay? You look like you're having a stroke.
He made a froze.
Oh, you're good.
Hold on. I think I'm freezing.
I can see you now.
But you're wearing a sweater.
Hold on. The internet is.
But you should wear a jacket.
You should get a jacket if you're freezing.
If you're freezing.
Hello?
I can hear you. I just you're John Cena-ing it. Well, Chris, I can still hear you, so let's go with
my friend Papuni.
Another question. He says, next time that you guys all meet up, would you have another drink with him?
What? That's not even a real question.
Oh, it's kind of a question. Chris is gone.
Chris is gone, but I hope he comes back. Oh, there he is.
Yo.
There he is.
Hey.
Sorry, I don't know why that happened. I fell down digitally.
Let's repeat that last question.
So I had a digital fall down.
My friend Papuni
wants to go and say that when you guys come to St. Gallen next, will you also have another drink with him?
Yes. What? That was the best time. What kind of question is that?
I'm reading what he put down. I'm here to facilitate.
Paponi has a really good taste in beer.
Yes, he does.
He's
I like drinking beers with them.
I enjoy it as well.
Yeah. My friend Papuni
says he can't wait to see you guys, and he misses you guys, and he's looking forward to seeing Chris next month. Chris, what are you doing with him next month?
What should we do? I don't know if I'm allowed to talk. Can I talk about that? I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that yet.
Well, then maybe
you're on Swissbeatbox.
I know, but I don't know. Let's just say we're working on a really cool project.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's happening in a little bit, and it's going to be really cool, and everybody will be like, "What? I didn't know that this was going to happen. This is crazy."
So there's something in the pipeline.
Something is brewing.
All right.
My friend Papuni
wants to know a few more things. He says, how long is a usual practice session when you guys get together?
There's no time limit. We never until we're just like, okay, I can't do any more of this.
Yeah, so it's not really a time limit as much as like, this feels dumb, so we're gonna stop.
Yeah,
that could be anime. Yeah, it could be like 10 minutes or 2 days. I don't know.
Yeah, we've gone for like 2 days before.
Yeah, so it's just like, it depends.
Depends.
So there's huge amounts of difference of how long it would be.
10 minutes.
10 minutes to 2 days. Could be anything between.
Yeah.
My friend Papuni
wants to know which one of you is the spider and which one is the horse. I think I know this, but I think you guys had the horse being the person with the.
Yep. I'm just spider by default because it's the horse.
I'm the year of the horse, so.
I am we're born in the same
year.
Animals.
It's year of the horse too.
What if we could just rename ourselves Horse?
That might be a cooler name, actually. I don't know.
Horse.
That'd be all right. Would that just be a horse with a rough throat?
Ha!
Like I don't even have kids, you know. Gosh. But,
no.
But okay, horse. That's a possibility.
Your jokes make it sound like you have like 3 kids.
Yeah.
Back here. Tell you about horse. Yeah.
Why the long face?
Quit horsing around. We got to get back to this.
All right.
Damn it.
Okay.
All right.
My friend Papuni
wants to know what is your favorite battle so far? What was your favorite battle to attend? From judging to performing to battling, what's the battle that stuck out if you had to choose one? We'll go with Chris first because he looks like he's having a hard time, and Gene had a hard time last time. So, Chris, what's a battle that sticks out that you were like, yeah, that was
when
fun.
we went to Kochi in Japan, that to me was like a life-changing event because it was like it's so fun, like out of all the like that to me is what like community is about, and like I just wish everyone could experience that. It was so beautiful.
It was like rural Japan, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like traditional Japanese culture, sleeping on tatami mats, the blanket, and like Chris got like the whole traditional Japanese experience.
I was so in tune with my Asianness It was because I
That's
haven't been
cool.
back to the Philippines yet. So that was like a life-changing thing for me.
We got to judge a battle there.
Yeah. We
I,
have
I lived vicariously through your social media, seeing you guys do that and seeing where you guys ate and had all sorts of cool times and times around where you guys had a fire and you went to the
Good
beach.
time. Yeah.
I remember that
With-
stuff.
Afra was there.
Yeah. Big.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Big ups to Afra. He's the nicest, most humble guy I've ever met.
The best.
God,
Literally
such
the
an
best.
OG too.
He's been a man's been around.
He has. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah. All right. Let's go with another
My friend Papuni.
question.
My friend Papuni.
Wants to go and say, will you guys ever come back to battle? Will you ever come back and be in tag team battles again?
Probably not.
I'm not gonna
But-
say definitively, but
Yeah.
not too interested to battle.
Yes.
True. Well, I mean, GBB champions, world champions, AKA Vocal Open champions within the span of a year.
Yeah.
It's not a bad way to go and just assert dominance. So
Assert.
assert
I'm going
dominance.
to assert my dominance.
Assert my dominance by singing beautifully.
You know,
Oh
it's
my
a lot. It's you know, if you, whenever you move, look at all the hardware on your wall that you're gonna have to take down. You don't want to go and just keep adding to that collection. That's a lot of work. You know?
Not at
Well,
all.
no, we have to add. You know, there's got to be a Grammy in there, an Oscar, Tony.
Oh, 25,000. One more question from
My friend Papuni.
actually two more. He says, Chris, he hears you're a great dancer, and he was wondering if you'd ever consider doing a special dance to one of your
What?
songs.
Who said?
What?
My friend Papuni.
Thinks that you're a spectacular dancer, and he hears that
All of that.
you might be able to give us a special dance to one of your songs in the future. You might be able to make a video where you pair your dancing with your music.
Okay, sure. For Andreas, you, my good sir, I will do that for. I've always debated it because I love just moving my body, and people look at me and they're like, "Wow, this is really fun," and I'm just wiggling around here.
Okay.
But
okay.
shout out to Napalm. Look at him.
45.
Yeah.
You already sent me 45.
Jeez.
You didn't send me any groceries.
We got in that grocery talk. You gonna learn
Grocery
that?
Let me
talk.
talk about the groceries really
Yeah,
quick.
groceries and other things.
Yes. So okay. So you'll possibly do a dance, and the last one.
My friend Papuni.
This is something that he usually just ends on. He says, in generally, he really wants to say that he misses you guys, he loves you guys, can't wait to work with you more. And what, in your opinion, makes the American beatbox scene stand out?
The music that we do.
Yeah.
My friend Papuni.
Word. Word. Shoot.
I mean, there are definitely like core differences from Europe and America. You know, America's so into like dubstep and trap and like low tempo drops and stuff like that, while Europe is more about drum and bass and like I don't know.
Shout out to Sinjo.
Shout out to
Sinjo.
Sinjo. Drum and bass,
Shout out to
house, all that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like what's the difference?
Just is there? I think he was trying to look for currently if there's anything that you think
They speak
beatbox
English.
wise. That helps. Yeah, I guess that was a difference in language.
Yeah, I think musical influence is the biggest one.
That makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Chris, are you
anyways.
gonna say something? Are you gonna add anything to that?
No. Yeah, I was.
Oh,
I just.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were finishing your thought. I mean, I have a lot.
This tag team partnership. Come on.
No. I know, but I thought he was
Oh,
getting at
that
something.
space.
I think what's important to note with America, just and this is historically not just with beatboxing, but outside of beatboxing. America innovates a thing, and it gets pushed out into the world, and then it gets worked on in all its specific ways, culturally specifically. Like if you look at hip hop and you look at the hip hop dance, you know, it gets, you know, goes to Korea, it goes to Germany, it goes to Japan, it goes to China, it goes all over the place, and then everybody, because of the internet, the new kids coming up watch that. That's what happened with us with beatboxing, you know, because Kid went over there, Rozelle went over there in the 90s, and they were doing tours in Europe, and then that's, you know, went off in like France, and then Bilo was doing his thing, Andrea started doing Swiss. We were watching those videos and we're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. We came up with our own styles, went over, did the champs, and won all the shits, and people were like, wow, innovated style, and then built upon that style, right? And now it's happening again. Like we're watching this new wave of all these things happening, and there's going to be a new generation of stuff that's going to come out of the US. That's just the cycle of stuff.
Yeah.
And like there's a new generation of kids that are coming up right now that are like innovating in their own way. And that's, I think, where our heads are at when we're like making music. It's like, how do we push past the thing that we've already innovated with? Because, you know, we have Beatbox House and Spiderhorse and like all you just all these new styles of things that are happening. Like, how do we even get that recognition from the community into this space that is mainstream, so everybody looks at this and it's like, whoa, you guys are just like these creatives that are making all these crazy things. Like, I didn't even know that existed. It's like, yeah, we have this whole new beatbox culture that's happened. That's our mission right now. We need to get to that place so that everybody can win, if that makes sense. Because if we put that on the map for real, not and like truly not compromising our artistic integrity and who we are as people, because that would be the worst part. And because that's what everybody does, truly, too. They're like, oh, we got to play the game, and now everybody sounds the same. It's like a tale as old as time. And like the people that really like make a big splash moving on are the people who stick to their guns. And I think that's like such a uniquely American thing.
And it's also so diverse in cultures, influences, and it's just a cesspool for innovation.
Yeah, exactly.
Cesspool is like the best.
Cesspool is kind of a negative connotation.
Sorry. It's more of
a beautiful cesspool.
Melting
it is a cesspool.
It's a fondue
album number 2, beautiful cesspool fondue, Spiderhorse.
Cesspool sounds like something's breeding, and but that's exactly what's happening.
But that's exactly
Is that how things sound like when they're breeding?
Yeah, yo, look, New York is a dirty place. New York is dirty, bro. So like you've been here and you're like, oh my god, this place smells like piss and like they're almost everywhere. Don't lie, dude.
No, I'm saying like I might have like, you know, sat down outside when it was cold with a friend, you know, like people.
That was my fault. I apologize.
You know, like I might have enjoyed the sounds and smells and the atmosphere of New York, you know. Like,
I apologize for that.
Yeah.
But like that, it's like it from that stuff, like people have to, out of the horribleness that some of these conditions are, you get like some of the craziest art, you know. So it just comes from it's so interesting. But that's what I feel like comes from. That's why when people hear it, they're like, oh my god, where's this energy coming from? It's like, well, because the shit I'm coming up in is fucking nuts, dude. I'm telling you, this place is crazy. But yeah, that innovation.
Long way of saying innovation.
Cesspool. Innovation.
Cesspool.
Innovation. All right. Let's go with a few questions from the audience. Everyone that's been watching, you've had a few questions specifically picked out for you. Just to start off, somebody named Next said they love Eugene.
Next. Yeah, he comes on my stream and always comments on my videos.
So he wanted to tell you he loved
from Mongolia. I love you too. Next.
I love it. And I let's go with first questions. Let's go and say, when are you guys getting Spiderhorse tattoos?
Oh damn, that's a good idea. We thought about it.
Yeah, when we win a Grammy, then we'll get one.
Was that the deal?
No,
I,
but I'm
I,
making it
I
up
feel,
right now.
I feel like we always push it back once we win something.
No,
It's
that
like,
one will
oh,
be
okay, the next one. No, the next one. You know.
So can you guys make it a decision right now?
Let's do it right now.
I'd say we deserve a tattoo already.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Ladies and gentlemen, soon coming to their bodies, you will have Spiderhorse tattoos.
Spiderhorse tattoo.
I like that too. All right, let's go and see
hilarious.
that.
My God, why?
Another question says, are you more nervous when you guys perform solo or as a tag team? Let's go with Gene first. When do you feel more nervous? Is it when you're by yourself or when you have Chris on stage with you?
It depends. Depends actually. Sometimes it depends on the how big the venue is, what the competition or the show is. I'm usually a nervous wreck before shows, just doing solo stuff too. But I like to, meditate a little bit, and I have control over, my heart rate and everything, because I've done it many times. But when Chris is involved, sometimes his nervousness affects me, and we get really amped up a little bit.
Double nervous.
Double nervous. It like accumulates a little bit. Sometimes, not all the time, of course.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What about you?
Sometimes he would just like look at me and just like take a deep breath, and we'll like hug it out.
Aww.
And then we'll step on stage, and then we'll be good.
Yeah.
I've seen you guys meditate before
Yeah.
beatbox camp. You guys got wicked meditation going on. So what about yourself, Chris? What do you think? Do you think you're more nervous battling or performing with Gene or by yourself?
I think, well, when it comes battling solo, I suck, honestly. What do I mean by that? Is I'm not doing that in the self-deprecating way. I really mean, and it could come off like that. But I've always struggled with like my own nerves and just like belief in myself. So like putting myself out there in a way that like people in a space where people are definitely going to judge you, when like always scared the shit out of me. Like I think 2018 when I did my wild card and like I was on stage at GBB, like I could have done so much more, and like I didn't prepare in the way that I wanted to because I was just so afraid. I was like, let me just like not even worry about it. I'm just gonna do what I know I can do and go on stage, and like I didn't push because I let my nerves control me at that point. So, but that's something that I've got to do a lot of work on. Now when I'm performing with Gene, it's so much easier for me to perform with somebody because my duty is so much more clear. It's like my job is to make the other person sound good, which automatically takes off all of the stress. Like, cause it's beforehand that's crazy, but once we get on stage, like I know my purpose is to make the other person, and this comes again from like playing in like ensembles and bands. It's like I need to make this other person sound the best, and I'm not gonna let them down.
It's also a really good tip for making a tag team.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you gotta make the other person sound good.
Yeah, because it's not about you; it's about what you can do for the other person to make sure that the music is taken care of, and like. What I'm learning now is like that's something I can also do for myself. A lot of like work that I had to do on my own psyche when it came to that stuff. But yeah, because when I teach, it's completely different. Like I could teach with my eyes closed, and it's like the best thing ever, But in that context, again, like I'm somebody you have to listen to because I'm the teacher, quote unquote, and so like. My job is there to take care of you. And I forget that like when you're performing on your own, this is what you can do for everybody that's there. So yeah, definitely used to be so much more nervous, but I don't get that nervous anymore. That's so crazy. Didn't even think about it.
Okay.
Wait,
all right,
wait till the next show that we have.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm gonna be peeing
It's been-
on
it's
myself.
been-
Full
been
full
so
45
long.
minutes with this in the background.
I can't wait.
Another question they want to go and say is, this is a question I usually ask, but I was gonna let it go, and let's go with Chris first, because I asked Gene first last time. What's your favorite style of cuisine? What's your favorite foods, man? What's your something that stands out? This is just a question that the audience wants to know.
I love just food in general. I mean, it really depends on the day. I love making. My mom's food is really great, which is like a lot of Filipino food.
Okay, let's go. Let's
Japanese.
let's make this more specific to make it that you don't have 1,000 outs. Let's say what would you like to eat right now if you had
Right
anything?
Ooh.
That is a great. I wish I could have some like appetizers right now. You know, some nachos with some like queso dip or some like artichoke dip.
That
Oh
sounds
my
so good.
gosh. And some wings, some boneless wings, and maybe a beer or maybe some whiskey
Ah!
too. See,
Okay, you're
I'm just
okay.
in tune.
I want a
Okay.
beer. So
Gene,
bad.
is that kind of on line with what you're thinking right now? What you would eat right now if you had the option?
I'll just have a beer.
Liquid bread, it's good for you.
Liquid bread.
Like
I think
with bread.
yeah, it's beer and a sandwich. Some chips would be so good. Yeah.
Solid answer. Let's go with there's a bunch of questions. Let's go with one more question from the audience just to bring it in. This is actually a pretty good one for both of you since you both had it. How much, in your opinion, has your formal training musically helped in arranging and performing whilst you are the beatboxer? So how much has your musical influence and musical training, how much has that influenced where you are today as a musician and beatboxer?
How much? All of it.
Yep.
That makes
Definitely.
sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And would you recommend for people in general to learn about said musicality?
Oh, wait, hold on. I just want to I need this is our perfect opportunity to talk about musicality.
The term musicality.
Everything we're doing as beatboxers is music, even if it's that's music. That's like if you that's the craziest thing. That's the craziest thing to say. It's like, how do you say what you're saying is like, how do I distinguish doing something melodic from doing something that's fast? That's what people are actually saying. They just don't have the words, and that's okay. But we just need to dispel this whole thing. Everything you're doing is music, all right?
Yeah.
So if you want to study music, go listen to some music. Listen to some music you like, and then go YouTube and be like, how do I play this music? How do I understand chords? What is a circle of fifths? How do I match pitch? There's some very basic things that are fundamental to creating music that we just transferred over to beatboxing, because beatboxing is an instrument. It's just a tool, just like a guitar or a bass or a drum set or a synth or even birds. Everything, the most beautiful part about your voice is you can use it to make it anything that you want. You know, well, like I could sound like Scott if I wanted to. You know, live and direct. Whenever I'm doing a class,
I was hoping you're gonna go harder on that.
When I say the three, y'all say the two and the one. In 3, 2, 1, beatbox. Was that good? Was that?
Shut up, lackluster.
Anyway,
a little lackluster.
Listen,
yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to
I
make
you
a
could do
point
anything.
here. I didn't say it was gonna be good at everything.
But I mean, you know, say with chest. Come on.
Oh no.
You know what? That's what happens.
That's what you get when you do a poor impersonation of Scott.
Yeah, you get cut off. The internet did this to you.
There we go. Yeah, the internet.
You were putting time out for doing a poor impersonation. And
Dude, I'm just trying to say to the point that I wanted to make though. What did you say, Scott?
No, I fully agree with you. The idea, I meant music. I didn't mean musicality as in just what people sometimes mislabel it as. I just meant the idea of your formal training in music theory and being able to go through, whether it's through learning percussion, learning scales, learning all these things, that made a huge influence. And as Gene said, it's everything to what made you the musician / beatboxer you are today. I was meaning the idea of the advice to go through some musical training and people to go and learn theory.
Yeah. Well, I would say this, just learn the way that best suits you to learn. Because some people learn by reading, some people learn by watching, some people learn by doing, some people learn by touching. So you should learn in the way that like best suits your damn it, Scott. Your ability to never mind. You know what? Don't do it. Forget it.
No, do it. Tell me more about the styles of learning.
Yeah, you want to get good at something, you just gotta touch it. You know? Ever so
World champion advice brought to you live and direct right here on Beyond the Beats.
Ever so gently.
Yeah. Come on, figure it out. This is how you. You really want to know.
Some people do it differently, but you gotta.
Touch. It's working. You know.
Just touch it ever so gently.
Yeah, like inward bass. Just gotta touch it, man. How do you think they learned?
Anything inwards.
Yeah, you got.
Try and touch right now. Try and touch it.
Oh my God! I feel it. That's so weird.
That was strange.
Feel it on my forehead.
That was deep, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You feel that?
Oh, I'm learning. I'm learning.
Learn.
I'm learning.
Are you learning? Oh, I'm learning right
now. All right.
I learned.
I learned. I think that's a good segue to go and say those are questions from the audience, and let's go and hear one of your beautiful tracks. Let's go see if we do this right here live and direct.
Right.
Yo, Heidfeld, are you with us right now? Can you go and play one of these tracks? Because I want the people to listen. All right.
This is going.
I'm putting myself on mute. We're about to go and play a dance track that they have off of their album. It is featuring the artist Dizzy. She's going to be going and jumping on that as well. And it's going to be called Dance featuring Dizzy. Jumping on live and direct. This is from the album self-titled Spiderhorse. Make sure you guys go check it out. But this is what they've been working on. Play that tune, Heidfeld, and I'm gonna put myself
in my element, feeling the decisions that I'm making right now. Make sure that I'm never gonna be settling for anything less than whatever I deserve. And the nerve of anybody that's meddling, lessen the importance of their presence here. It's blocking any blessings that be treading in. Cause I just wanna vibe, I just want a really good time. Please don't kill my vibe, please don't kill my high. I just got to level up. Why you think I feel so fly? Soaring to some altitudes high, got a feeling in my gut that it's about to be a good year. More change on the way is a good fear. More money, got the itch in my hands, feeling rich in my plans. No lie, that just make me wanna dance. Yeah. I ain't even know how, but I still wanna dance. Yeah. Might have to grab a friend, share the joy, let's dance. Yeah. Got me feeling so good, it just make me wanna dance. Wanna dance. I got big blessings on the way. I could forget stressing for a day. I had big messes on my plate, turned to big lessons, that's great. I had love around me that was fake. I had love around for better days. Put me back together after a break. Put me into a mode I can't shake. I just wanna vibe. Please don't kill my vibe. Please don't kill my high. I just got to level up. Why you think I feel so fly? Soaring to some altitudes high. Got a feeling in my gut that it's about to be a good year. More change on the way is a good fear. More money, got the itch in my hands, feeling rich in my plans. No lie, that just make me wanna dance. I ain't even know how, but I still wanna dance. Might have to grab a friend, share the joy, let's dance. Got me feeling so good, it just make me wanna dance. Wanna dance. I ain't even know how, but I still wanna dance. Might have to grab a friend, share the joy, let's dance. Got me feeling so good, it just make me wanna dance. Wanna dance.
Ladies and gentlemen, right there, we had Dance featuring Dizzy.
Yeah.
Guys,
Dizzy
smashing
Sense.
track.
Make sure you
It's
go
fun.
follow Dizzy Sense on Instagram. DIZZYSENZE.
And for people that live in Canada, it's DIZZY.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, everybody that's listening around, new exciting music, more stuff coming out from these guys. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys in person. I miss you.
Oh, I miss you
I
too,
miss you too,
Scott.
man.
Big
miss
missing.
everyone.
Yeah, I miss everyone too.
Yeah, miss the whole team.
But
Yeah.
we shall see each other again. It shall happen.
Yes, it will.
And,
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
Until that does happen though, everybody, we just posted in the chat right there the Spotify. If you guys want to go and check out the album, make sure that you shop Spotify. I believe it's on Amazon.
Yes.
Apple Music,
Apple
iTunes,
Everything.
everywhere.
Go and support the boys. Go and stream their music. Go and buy their music. Get them support and show love and show your friends. And when you're driving around, put that stuff in a car. And when you're sitting there, if you walk around, and you got yourself a boombox on your shoulder, bump their music while you walk down the street.
Who's carrying a
Boombox? Who carrying a boombox?
Who the hell is carrying a boombox?
You had these days, You walk on the block with boombox. Come on. And when people come up and ask them like, "Hey, what do you playing on the old boombox there, sir?" You're like, "I'm playing these Spiderhorse," and they're like, "Who?" And you're like, "Let me go and show you because I have and press play." And you sit there and you converse about music. Do it.
Yeah, do it, everyone. Play it on your boombox.
Play it on your boombox.
Go back in time to the 80s and then play it on your boombox.
Put some respect on the 90s too. Come on. But
show the people from the past what 2021 music sounds like.
Oh, that's so funny.
Let's go.
Gross.
But yeah, boys, it's been a blast having you. Thank you for jumping on again.
I don't want it to end.
Shoot, I could just sit here and talk to you then. I'm cool.
Go ahead, Scott.
Oh, I mean, I could do some more learning.
Yeah.
I just learned.
You just learned?
Yeah. I just learned all over the place.
Oh my god! Oh,
wow.
Was it good for you? Good learning session?
I don't know. I think it was a little too rough.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe if I like. Oh my lord!
Yeah, it was worse.
Oh, it was worse. All right. We'll try different techniques. Oh man, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys though, and
yeah, man.
Shenanigans and stuff, and maybe like you'll jump into pools or something like that. All sorts of crazy things could happen.
Yeah, and then totally mutilate ourselves.
Yeah. People are saying thank you for the teaching. They're excited. Somebody named Ben said thank you for the learning session. They were very excited.
That's so nice. Yeah, here you go.
Yeah, there's some gene learning.
Here's some more.
There you go. He's teaching. Oh, Chris, teach the people. Come on, man.
Teach them.
I can't bring myself to
what? You're the one that broke it down for everyone.
You're a teacher.
I did, but
you said touch.
I know, but I'm speaking about tactile learners. People who have to, you know what I mean? They have to like touch stuff in order to. That's what I'm just thinking a deeper hole here, aren't I?
I just feel like I unlearned all my musical knowledge just now.
Yeah.
from your touching the keyboard.
Yeah.
Okay. Scott, stop doing that.
Oh, I'm just here. I am trying to be a good student. I listened to your class. You told us things, the way to learn, and now people are saying, keep learning, please. Teach us, Chris. This is what the people want. You're gonna go deny what the people want? I'm
not denying anything that anybody wants, as long as it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Appropriate. Teach us. Yeah.
Learning.
Yeah. Yeah, give us another impression. Let's see.
I'm not. No, this is
You get-
bad, dude.
You got
I
any other
can't-
good impressions?
My impressions aren't good. I'm just saying what I was trying to say with that is you can manipulate your voice in any kind of way that you would like as a beatboxer.
Yeah, I can manipulate voices for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. What other?
What?
You have a talent. You know that you turned everything I say.
Gotcha. Perfectly
Why is it
legitimate
everything?
points. You know, live and direct. People are enjoying the teaching. You know, they say it's relevant. That's right. So, anyways, I'm just
It's irrelevant.
With Chris and Gene, I'm looking at the comments right now.
yeah. They're asking me to teach you. You know, it's like,
Teach us. I like this one. Rex said, "Teach us how to learn."
Who
man.
said that? Teach us how to learn.
Yeah, Rex said, "Teach us how to learn." I think that's the
hilarious.
funniest thing that I've seen.
That's
All the-
so funny. Oh my
Scott,
god.
I can't. I want to see you in person once all this stuff is done.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see you in person too. You know, I'm excited to go and list your music and see you in person and hear new stuff. And I really want to go and genuinely, no nonsense, but I do want to go and see your set live. Oh, I'm feeling like it's gonna be hype.
It's gonna be sick,
It's
dude.
gonna be so sick, dude. It's
gonna be
so
crazy.
Sick. I'm telling you, it's so sick. Very excited for people to see what we did.
Same here. I think it'll be a good avenue for you guys to go and get really with the people.
Yeah, we have to. We just gotta make music. You know what I'm saying? All we're doing here is making stuff so people can smile and be like, "Wow, if they can do it, I can do it too." That's it. It's really that simple. There's nothing more than that. They're like, if these guys can do it, I can do it too. That's it.
It's a good way of saying it. Get that inspiration.
It's true. Look at us. If
That's
we
how
can
we
do it-
thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Scott. That's the lesson. Hey, everybody, that's the lesson. That is what. If we can do this shit, then you can do it too.
Yeah. So learn.
So
Yes.
learn.
So...
Oh
my
ladies and gentlemen, come on. You've been learning today. You've been learning today. Spiderhorse.
Everyone's learning today.
Everybody's learning.
everywhere today.
Come on. Oh.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
Are you learning yet?
Are you have you
You're learning?
learned yet?
Chris is teaching people how to learn.
Wow.
By touching them.
Stop. No, see? That went a whole
Come on, you love it, ladies and
that
gentlemen.
went,
Yeah.
that went south real fast. You didn't- that just
But oh my gosh, someone just said they just learned an inward bass sound.
no
Wow.
way.
Look at that.
No way. It works.
I told you, you just gotta touch it sometimes and then you learn.
Happening, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you all the best of times. Thank you for tuning on in. You tell me how to end that any better than learning.
Yeah, that's
We're it's an educational
Right.
show.
Yes.
So once again, go online, find these guys, check them out. Spiderhorse on Instagram. They got the TikTok going. They got Facebook going. Their YouTube channel. They are going to be putting out more vlogs and stuff with the Beatbox House. All sorts of things. And
Check out the album.
most importantly, go check out the album, self-titled. I sit back and relax, enjoy 11 tracks in a row, and get a part of their story that they're trying to go and bring to you through their beautiful music. That being said, thank you guys so much for jumping on, being yourselves. I'm proud that you guys are my friends and happy to see your faces.
Love you too, Scott.
Love you,
Thanks for
Scott.
having us.
Thank you so much.
Everybody make some noise for Scott Jackson in the place one time.
But one more time, ladies and gentlemen, on a serious note, straight up, go ahead, call your friends, family, make sure they're all good. keep safe, do all that good stuff, and you got some time, check out the music. Make sure you guys check out the music. Chris, Gene, Spiderhorse, ladies and gentlemen, right here live and direct. This has been Beyond the Beats, episode 40. We'll be back next week, and make sure that you check out the album. Go check it out. Are you doing it yet? Do it. Come on. With that being said, thank you for jumping on. One more time, Scott Jack signing out. Make sure you guys go home and learn. And
Y'all better
that's
learn.